Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of this video. I'm Mike, New York Magnum. Thank you for tuning in. So, I already took out the holster, okay, and as you can see, it's a 3280 black military mid-ride holster. A product from Safariland, and Safariland, if you don't know who Safariland is, you should really crawl out under the rock that you're in. Safariland is probably the biggest leader in terms of duty gear and a lot of other aspects of law enforcement and military stuff. It's very well known, it's very high quality products, and I do recommend them. I have worked with Safariland holsters before, and they're great. They really are. So in the back here you have its universal belt loop. It can take belts up to 2 inch, all the way up to 2 1/4 inch. Okay, I have to buy myself a duty belt, so I could just take it on and off without actually undoing my actual belt. That's a pain in the ass. You have that. You have Safariland's hood that you have to press down in order to access your weapon. And I'll get into that in a little bit. This holster is also ambidextrous. What you could do is you just unscrew everything with the Allen wrench, which said it included in the packaging, but I did not find one. Just unscrew these and then flip it over here, unscrew these screws, take off this little plate, reattach it onto this side, and just move this to this side, and it'll turn into a left-handed holster. So good news for you left-handers. One of the main reasons why I got this is because it's really hard trying to find a holster for a Beretta M9A1. There's not a lot out there. I know G-Code makes a holster, but I wanted to go with this one simply for the fact that it's it could be adapted to any light that you're using. Okay, you don't have to buy another holster that's specific for that land unit that you're going to be using, and it's all because of how they have it constructed here. Right here is where your light's going to be housed. So let's say you're using a Surefire and you want a holster for a streamlight. Just remove these Velcro flaps. Okay, and then stick in your firearm with the light that you want to use, and then reassemble this. Make sure you get this snug against the light. And like so. And now you went from using a Surefire to a Streamlight. And I think that's really cool about the holster. Now initially trying to get this holster was a pain in the ass. Everybody was sold out from it. I tried with Optics Planet, they were out, and the wait time was going to be like 25 to 34 weeks. Others were just looking at the same time. And if I did find one that was in stock, it was brown or, you know, foliage green or whatever other colors they had, and those are the ones I didn't want. I just wanted black. Okay, and I found one place called On Duty Gear, and I'll give you the link down into the description box. Great place to do business with. I was shocked about their customer service. Because what I did was I called up before actually ordering to make sure they had it in stock, and there was a little confusion because they had this holster and something else with the same description. So the girl, I forgot her name, I think it was Megan, was look, I'm unsure and stuff like that. It was just like, man, I told her, it's like, I've been looking for this holster all over the place, I really need one. And she was like, you know what, let me get your number, I'm going to call down to packaging, and I'm going to go down there myself, and me and another person are going to track down one of these holsters for you. And about 45 minutes later, I get a phone call. It's like, hey Mike, we got that holster for you, do you still want it? I was like, yeah, bet. You know, so she was like, oh, I could, you know, process your order right now over the phone if you want. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So great customer service from On Duty Gear. I did spend a little more for the holster than I wanted to. Optics Planet had this going for like $105. This one was closer to like $120. But I didn't have a choice. I needed a holster for my Beretta, so I was like, screw it. But with that extra customer service that I got from On Duty Gear, to actually going down to the warehouse and, you know, pulling one up and having 2 people look this over to make sure it was the one that I was looking for, was great. So if you want to check out On Duty Gear, I'll put in the link into the description box. Excuse me. All right. Now, this is a great holster. I love it already, but there's 2 cons to it that I knew what I was getting into with this holster, but I still got it anyway, and I'll go over that with you. Anybody who's ever owned a Safariland product, or used one, or whatever the case is, knows that a lot of Safariland holsters, the majority of them are suede lined, leather lined. This one is not. It's just bare I believe they use high impact polymer, but I'll just say the word Kydex for now. But yeah, it's not. It's just bare inside. There's no suede line to it, and for me personally, it's not a deal breaker, but for me, if I'm going to be spending the type of money that Safariland products demand, I would like to see it suede lined. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with the construction of the holster. That is the reason why they didn't do it suede lined. Alright. Now, I don't baby my firearms. As a matter of fact, worn firearms attract me more than pristine firearms. With that being said, it doesn't mean I want to use a product that could potentially just, you know, scratch up and just really mess up the finish of the weapon, because the finish on the weapon really protects your gun from rust, and also the way you clean your weapon, obviously. But you know, the finish on these guns are meant to protect it from rust, so I really don't want that finish to be wearing away like that. So that's one downside of this holster I can see for myself, at least. The other thing that I was really disappointed in was the locking mechanism, the hood, or bail system, whatever you want to call it. This is not an SLS or an ALS holster. I have experience with SLS holsters, not ALS holsters. But this is a level 2 retention holster. Okay, and there's no SLS system. It's just a regular hood piece that locks into place off of friction, and you just press that down. Okay, I really wanted this to be an SLS system. To me, this is not as secure for me as I want it to be. Okay, and the sad part is it's not SLS, and it cannot be adapted to use a hood guard either. The reason why I wanted an SLS and the ability to add a hood guard, or maybe even have it with an ALS, is because of I fear weapon takeaways. Now, what are the chances of that happening? It's going to be small, but I just do not want to be put in that situation where somebody comes up from behind, presses us down, and takes my weapon, you know, that easily, or from the front even, you know, able to knock this down and take my weapon. That's a very big concern for me. So, though it has the Safariland hood system, it's not SLS or it's not ALS, and that's a very big blow to this holster. But overall, I can recommend it. But if you're looking for those features, such as the suede line or an SLS, ALS type locking system for weapon retention, then this is not going to be the holster for you. So let me throw this holster on and actually show you how it looks. Okay guys, here I am with the holster on. It feels great. I love the weight of the Berettas already in the hands, and in the holster it feels great. I'm a big man, so the weight doesn't really affect me. Like I said, this holster can be adapted for the left side. using an Allen key and just switching it over. So Safariland actually recommends, and it's actually, I won't say recommend, there's actually a caution, it's all red lettering, that for any persons to be using this holster for duty use should in 2 seconds get this flipped, unholster the weapon, and address your target. Okay, in 2 seconds or less. That's a very tall order, especially with this holster. This holster has a little bit of a shortcoming with this hood. I know other people who have this can use this hood very proficiently, but they've been training a lot longer than I have with it. So 2 seconds to address your target and then holster. Okay. Now normally with the SLS system or even an incog G-code holsters, G-code holsters are sweet because they're automatic bail systems. You just hit the thumb button and the thing flips forward automatically for you. So it saves you a lot of time. I just question that kind of system a little bit, simply for the fact is, what if that spring in there fails? Alright, it breaks for some reason or whatever the case is, so you hit that thumb drive and your system, your bail system doesn't come forward, your hood, you're kind of screwed. You know, if you're expecting, I really wouldn't want to rely on that, because if it does fail for any reason, whether it's poor maintenance or poor spring in that part, you know, and I'm trained that as soon as I hit that thumb system, that bail comes forward on its own and I can pull out. You know, those who rely on it, you hit it, nothing happens, and then you try to pull and then you're screwed. So the way I was taught with these type of systems, all right, that you have to move the bails on your own, is to, and Travis Haley actually teaches it the same way, is that you're supposed to sweep in to the gun. This will help drive the hood forward, make it get a high tang grip off your gun, and help you get a proper grip. It's not supposed to be thumb down, then go back for your weapon. It's supposed to be one continuous motion. Now, like I said, I haven't had a lot of practice with this holster, and with the thin ledge that's on the hood of the bail system, misses and slips occur more than with actual an SLS hood or an incog G-code hood. So come in, half move your gun. I got a high tang grip. High tang grip on my gun, and you'll be ready to go. Overall, the holster is comfortable. I would recommend it, unless those two shortcomings of the holster deter you from getting it, which is not being suede lined, one, and the way the hood guard is constructed. Other than that, I believe this is a great money saver for a lot of people. You know, usually people charge more for left-handed holsters. You know, you pay the same price for this one, just buy it as a right-hander, pop off those Allen screws in that plate, switch it to the left hand. People spend a lot of money trying to get holsters adapted for specific lights. This one you don't have to. Like I showed you before, just rip the Velcros apart, stick in your weapon, tighten up the flaps, close them up, and you went from a Surefire to a Extreme Light to an Insight light. I hope that review was good for you guys. I'm sorry I could have been more concise. As you know, my videos, I'm all over the place. I'll try to get better with that. Actually probably do a script or talking points so I don't ramble on like I normally do. Any more questions about the holster, just send me a PM or you know, comment down below. Please like and share this video if you would like to. Remember, guys, to practice a pretty safe firearm handling wherever you go. And remember, it is our job to educate the uneducated. Thank you for tuning in, guys. That's it for today. Enjoy your weekend.